Ah, perfect.
Christina Kelly. Now, I don't know if you guys have been up to date on this, but Christina Kelly just ousted the Vanderpump Rules producers. This is not a good thing. This is not what you want to be doing, especially because I know for a fact that they picked up cameras last week for some pickup shots, and the first day of filming actually starts today. This is going to be their first group sort of scenarios, not like with the pickup shots are like when the cameras come back and they film them in their own homes, and it's like Sheena and Brock getting the baby ready, and it's like these like little 30 minutes, like, okay, we're just going to catch up with you guys for 2 seconds. But today's the actual day where it's like Sheena and Lala meet up for a coffee. Oh my God, last year was so crazy, when last year was like just a week ago.
Right.
And that's what this is going to be. But
isn't that better? Isn't this great?
What?
That they're filming already. They're
Yeah.
not waiting. And this is what is going to make it interesting for season 11, because they really do need to play off of Scandival.
Well, Alex Baskin, who is one of the executive producers, he said the reason that he felt like it was so necessary to pick up cameras now, he's like, there's so much going on in the story. Like we feel like fans want to see Tom and Ariana still having to live together, still navigating all of this going on. They want to pick up the cameras for something about her when they like, it makes sense. You can't have all of these big moments going on and then all of a sudden cameras pick back up. Now we have a sandwich shop. Where the hell did that come from? When did that open? Ariana's living in a new place. Like, that just wouldn't have made the same sense. They tried that with Tom and Katie, and I hate that they moved them out into their new places before we saw them move out, you know?
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. So Christina Kelly said, while ousting this producer, there was a new producer who was hired this season for season 10. When they were in Vegas, on the girls' trip to Vegas and Lake Havasu, this was around the time that Raquel claims she first hooked up with Tom Sandoval when she went back, right?
Yep.
She was crying in bed in Vegas when the girls were making fun of her. Well, Christina Kelly ended up revealing what happened was she was crying. The scene where we see her crying, it looks like she was crying because they were making fun of her. She was crying because she just got off of a FaceTime call with Ariana, and Ariana was sharing that Charlotte passed away. That's why she was crying. And that one of the producers, this new producer, because when they film, guys, there's camera people and there's a producer who's standing behind the wall and they're watching everything on an iPad as it's being shot so they can make sure and tell the camera person which way to move. So the producer's watching all of this on the iPad and sees them talking shit and decides to go show Raquel what they're saying on the iPad in order to get the story moving. Well, Lala, Katie, and Christina found out, and they got pissed, and they went and called out the producer. And obviously, they're so pissed to where Christina Kelly is now talking about this again, which is bad.
Which is bad. I mean, I don't know if Christina Kelly will even if we'll see her on the show anymore.
I don't think we will, because she's a mom now, and I know
she's a mom. She has a business. She's busy. Like, I love when people are busy, too busy to be on Vanderpump Rules. And if you want to listen to why we said no to that, we have a full episode on Up and Adam Channel 2. Okay, so listen. I have two ways of feeling about this, and I want to know how the live chat feels, because we were discussing this with Shaylee earlier. Is it wrong? Yes. Is this what producers do all the time? All the time. I don't know if there's no gray area. This is just what they do. They are trying to make a TV show. This is what happens. When I was running a bar in Studio City in LA, Love and Hip Hop filmed at our bar, and they had one of the ladies shown. I'm not as familiar with the show as you are, Adam, but they had one of the ladies show up, and then they told the other girl who doesn't like this girl that she's meeting a different girl. But when she walked in, they wanted the reaction of like, oh, hell no, this girl is here. And they got this big overreaction. This is what producers do. This is how you have to keep it going, because if you're just, sitting around and, like when they were sitting in bed in Vegas, like all talking and stuff like that, that's great. Perfect moment to see Raquel walk up. I mean, it did look a little staged, and it was, but this is part of their job.
Right. And had Christina Kelly not have told us that, we would have just been watching the show like, oh, you guys kind of look like assholes, and she caught it, and this is an interesting show, and we wouldn't have thought about it again. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't have been 100%. Something that we dissected. Also, for Christina Kelly, though, too, I think that she is speaking on this and trying to get out her piece, because I think that she feels a little bit of guilt from people going in on her and Katie and Lala, saying that this was very mean girl of them to bully someone who might have mental health issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Christina's like, no, No, that is not what happened. That is editing. This is how it really happened. Sometimes people get in trouble. Sometimes they don't care. And they're so valuable that it doesn't matter if they get brought back anyways. I just think for Christina Kelly, she wasn't getting paid shit.
It's crazy too what producers do and then what the editors can do to kind of give you a different perspective on each character. They can really make you look not so great with the footage they have, or they can make you look really good. Sheena fell into that similar problem 2 seasons ago. So it's just it's crazy. I mean, listen, I'm so glad we got Scandal. Scandal was very real. I read a lot of comments still where people say it was fake. I promise you, we have explained this so many times on why it was not. But what they can still do afterwards with editing, post-production, when they pick up cameras again, they can trick us, and that's why people think things are so staged. Even and why they think Scandal staged.
Vicky Gunvalson recently came out too, and she was like, it's all staged. It's like, Vicky, what? You're just, why are you talking? Come back. Coffee Cake said, Peeps, had Scandal not happened, Raquel would have been the MVP of the season. That is true.
It's the first time we've seen Raquel, having a personality, but she took it from I need to step it up to I need to step on people, you know, and I think that didn't go over so well.
Oh my God. By the way, I wanted to say this really quick, and I know I don't have a photo of them, but I have a photo of James, so I guess I'll just bring up the one of James. I know exactly what they're going to do. Oh, here we go. Jax Taylor. I know exactly how they're going to enter Jax Taylor into the show this season.
Lord.
Can I tell you?
Tell me. Okay. Give me the theory of how Jax will enter to be reunited with the show that made him look like such an asshole.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the theory. Okay. So he was supposed to do this group event, him and James, where they were doing the celebration at SUR, but he canceled last minute because of a small family issue, right? Now he recently came out on his podcast with his wife, Brittany, and he said, listen, guys, I'm so sorry for disappointing you. We are going to reschedule. Both of us have very busy schedules, but we're shooting for sometime around the week of July 4th or maybe the week after, but I'll definitely, for sure, 100% be there. This is how they're going to enter Jax back into the conversation for filming, because James is going to be there. And then all of a sudden Jax is going to walk up and he's going to be like, oh my God, man, I haven't seen you in forever. How's it been? And then we're going to see Jax 5 faces later. And this is going to be like, oh my God, the villain is back. And that's going to be like,
Seagal. He reminds me of Steven Seagal. I don't know why.
Right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what they're going to do.
But the thing is yeah.
I mean, 1 million.
Because Jax was just, I would think it was June 13th, did See You Next Tuesday with James, right?
Yeah.
So we know he's been hanging out and stuff. By the way,
well, he didn't do it.
He didn't do it?
No, that's what he canceled and said, I'll be back the week of July 4th, but cameras pick up now. The cameras will be there for that.
Of course, they're like, hold off on this. Let's save this for the show where we have See You Next Tuesday and Lisa walks in and we get to see her cameo, because really the show's not about Lisa anymore. Oh, yeah. That's funny. That's actually, and he
could
crazy.
Come back with Tom Schwartz. He will come back with Tom Schwartz too.
Everyone though is, like we've said before, has been making a buck off Scandal. Everyone's been very successful, and look how quickly people are jumping on stuff. Faith, Jax, Lala with Send It to Daryl. Everyone's jumping on opportunities that they can. Lala's podcast has been sitting at #1 for I don't know how many damn weeks, and it's good. All right. So she's going to catch all this audience, this new audience, and whatever. Jax and Brittany, they sat at #1, #2, but slowly they kind of drift down a little bit. So I'm wondering what the interest is going to be with Jax.
Well, I think
coming back. Is it going to be interesting enough?
They tested this theory out with the Peacock Watch show.
And right. And that was very good. Yeah.
Yeah. And fans really loved having Jax and Brittany back on. So it could be good.
It could be because like we said, the only thing I can see moving forward on season 11, which are a lot of things, right? The opening of something about her, like you mentioned. How is Raquel going to maneuver all the relationships? How is she going to find a place in this group if there is a place left for her? More importantly, how is Tom Sandoval going to find a place to be anywhere near anybody, right? And then Jax and Brittany. I mean, it could make for the show could be a little. It has some texture. You know what I mean? It could be okay. I don't know if it's Because remember, and I said this last Friday or last week, I can't remember when we were talking about Vanderpump Rules last, like every day. But I said that I don't know how that when the scandal happened, I said that Tom and Raquel bought Vanderpump Rules another 3 seasons. But then I was thinking about it and I'm like, when this all dies down, I don't care how Raquel is going to get back into the group. I don't care about Tom Sandoval. So maybe by bringing Jax back into the mix, it's going to kind of spin things up and we could get maybe 2 more seasons.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Does that make sense?